Hello, I am Ananda Maulana. I'm here with my friend Rizky Alfiza. We are here in purpose to fulfill midterms examination. So let's get started. Culture and politics ideology of Cuba. The history. Republic of Cuba is an island nation located in the Caribbean, consisting of the island of Cuba. The island of yield several smaller islands around it. The capital and largest city in the country is Havana. The name Cuba is said to have come from the Taino word Cubanacan, which means central place to the North Cuba with the United States and the Bahamas. Cuba is a developing country but has a high desire for life and a high literacy rate. The country has a national health system that is responsible for the health of all Cubans. The infant mortality rate in this country is also lower than in some developed countries, with a life expectancy of up to 78 years. The country's literacy rate is up to 99%, with free education at all levels. According to the United Nations, Cuba is the only country that meets the worldwide Fund for Environment's scope of sustainable development, with land tenure of less than 1.8 hectares per capita and human development index of over 0.8 in 2010.
Cuba gained its independence in 1902, also linked by the Plate Amendment, which gave the U.S. great influence in Cuba affairs and required Cuba to list what become non-aid to the U.S. Thomas Estrada Palma was Cuba's first and elected president using the proviso of the Plate Amendment. U.S. troops occupied Cuba for the second time in 1906 till 1999. The Plate Amendment was repealed in 1934, but the Guatemala by lease was extended for the nominal fee. Cuba is the world's largest sugar producer after Brazil. Although sugar is the main producer with 85% of the export, thus we in the country are still a country that eats the most sugar after Costa Rica. Between 1895 and early 1898, the revolution controlled most of the countryside and a number of towns. But before the Spain, which controlled the major city, to harvest the island were only complete after the U.S. occupied it in the Spanish-American War in 1898.
Batista regime. Fulgencio Batista led the 1933 Surgeon Revolution that overthrew the transitional government after the collapse of the dictatorial government of Gerardo Machado, and became the army's first chief of staff and eventually the person in charge of a number of presidents until 1940, when he appointed himself president. He proposed a progressive new constitution and in 1944 left his post and retired in Florida for a time. However, in 1952, Batista seized power in a very bloody coup 3 months before the planned elections and established an oppressive dictatorial government. As a result, many civilian and guerrilla groups began to oppose him. Cuba politics. The Cuban Constitution states that the Cuban Communist Party is the principal guiding force of society and the state. Members of the Cuban Communist Party are selected by the party in a rigorous round that includes interviews with colleagues and neighbors. Those who were elected were regarded as exemplary citizens because they were seen as strong supporters of the revolution. The party also made recommendations on the future development of the revolution and criticized trends it considered counter-revolutionary. The party has a relatively wide influence in Cuba, but its authority is increasingly moral, not legal. The Cuban Communist Party is the only legal political party. The other parties are not allowed to stand. Elections are held by secret ballot, and people aged 16 and over are eligible to vote. The people nominate and elect candidates for the Municipal Executive Council. Candidates for the National Council are nominated by the Municipal Council and vote yes or no. If the candidate does not get more than 51% of the vote, the election will be repeated.
Legislative power is nominally in the hands of the National Council of People's Power. However, except for the 2 seasons a year, legislative power is exercised by 31 members of the Council of States who are elected by the National Assembly from among its members. Official executive power rests with the Council of Ministers, a large cabinet consisting of the 8-member Council of State, heads the national departments of others. A smaller executive committee made up the increasingly important member of the Council of Ministers oversees ordinary affairs.
Okay everyone,
Thanks a lot for having this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe and share to your friends, family and others. And if you have something to say, please type your comment below. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.